I must remind you, Miss Saybrook, you are still under oath.
I'm sorry to have to put you through this again.
No, you're not. Just get it over with.
Fine. When John McBain arrived at my client's home the first time, when he had the search warrant, what did you do?
Todd's bodyguard took me to a shed near his house, and I hid.
You hid from the police.
Todd told me it was necessary. He had me convinced that John McBain had caused my accident, and if he found out that I was still alive, he'd finish the job.
Did anyone hear Todd say this to you?
No.
In the 6 months that you lived with Todd, did anyone else ever come to the front door?
Yes.
Did you ask them for help?
No.
Had Todd told you that they were going to kill you as well?
Oh, I object to this line of questioning, Your Honor. Todd fed Marty a steady diet of lies. He told her that she couldn't trust anyone but him.
Make your point, Counselor, quickly.
Did Todd threaten to kill you if you told anyone that you were scared of John McBain?
No.
Did Todd hurt you physically in any way?
No, but that...
Did Todd prevent you from using the phone?
Use the phone. Use my phone. Call someone. It's okay.
Did he prevent you from walking out the front door?
You have to go right now. You have to get out of here before it's too late.
Too late?
Just go! Now!
He didn't have to do those things because he had me programmed.
Programmed? You said yourself that you were attracted to Todd Manning. You could have picked up the phone. You could have walked out the front door. You had a choice to make, and you made it. Because your wish, your desire, was to stay with him, wasn't it?
Even if...
Your Honor, counsel for the defense has taken the literal facts of this case and distorted them around to suit her own purposes. Had Mr. Manning ever uttered the words, "You have a son," Dr. Saybrook would have risked everything to get away from him. But he didn't. He kept that information from her like he did the brutal rape that she suffered at his hands. He told her that a rogue cop had tried to kill her, and she only had to look down at her own broken body to believe it was the truth. He made her afraid to go out or to ask for help. That is false imprisonment.
If she was so scared, why didn't she call the FBI or the police? Your Honor, my client committed a hideous crime against Miss Saybrook years ago. Something Miss Saybrook could have learned had she chosen to access the information when the link was in front of her on the computer. My client failed to inform Miss Saybrook about certain things in her life, certain important things, like the fact that she had a son. But while lies of this sort are not ethical, they are also not illegal. My client, Todd Manning, has been tortured by the memory of what he did to Miss Saybrook years ago. And he has wanted to atone for it. When he found her broken and alone, when he took her back to his house and cared for her, that's what he believed he was doing. His methods may have been misguided, but his motives were good. Miss Saybrook must have known that, or she would never have chosen to stay with him. Your Honor, I urge you to grant my motion and drop all charges against my client.
Your Honor,
That's enough discussion. Okay, I'm going to rule from the bench on this one. It has to be resolved. We'll have a recess while I make my decision.
All rise.
I did my best.
honey, you were great. You really were really great. I don't know how she sleeps at night.
That was you leaving Marty alone.
She'll get over it. And when the judge comes back, this will all be over.
You know, man, he could walk.
Yeah. And what are you gonna do to him if he does?
So sorry for what I said to you earlier.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. I was upset, but I wasn't upset with you.
I know. All rise.
Please be seated. Court is back in session. All right. I've made my decision. I am persuaded that Mr. Manning took advantage of Ms. Saybrook's inability to remember. And though I understand Mr. McBain's frustration with the justice system, that was not Miss Saybrook's only hope. She has said time after time that she had free access to the outside world and chose to ignore it. Now, I am persuaded by the people's argument that it was Mr. Manning's lies that kept her from acting. But lying is not an actionable offense. Now, from what I have heard here today, Miss Saybrook was staying in Mr. Manning's house of her own free will. I'm hereby granting defense's motion to dismiss all false imprisonment and kidnapping charges. I say this with deep regret. You are free to go. You are clearly a troubled individual, and I urge you to seek help.
The DA does not know everything that my father has done. Neither does Taya, and neither do you. He was going to steal my baby.
What are you saying?
My dad was going to take my baby, mine and Cole's. You cannot just let him go.
Your Honor, there isn't one shred of evidence to substantiate this
Yes,
claim.
there is. He confessed to me.